And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gym in a Crypto episode 988. Today is Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. And I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. You jabronis.
10-ish, and today's top stories, I was going to say top prices for some reason. Torn price seeks 45% at the U.S. Treasury sanctions Tornado Cash. Alchemy and Infero block access to Tornado Cash at Vitalik. Buterin weighs in on debate. Coinbase posts $1.1 billion loss in Q2 on Fast and Furious crypto downturn. California regulator orders Celsius to stop selling securities in the state, and Bitcoin braces for U.S. inflation data as CPI nerves halt Bitcoin price gains and more. But first and foremost, what is going on with those prices, Bitcoin, Zay?
Oh, yeah. So let's take a look at these prices. Bitcoin is at $24,020, up 0.6% today. Ethereum at $1,829, up 2% today. Binance at 333 is up 1.5% today. XRP sitting at 37 cents, up 0.55%. Cardano sitting at 53 cents is up 0.5% as well. Solana sitting at 42.12 is up 0.1% today. And last but not least, rounding out our top 10 is Polkadot at 949, up 2.3%. And our trending coins for today, Ethereum, and let me go back here, and Tornado Cash, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And somehow Terra Classic is still trending. Oh, man. So, and recently added Hectagon, Pugro, and FIFA World Cup fans. Oh, man. So, and I did want to throw in this one coin that I did see. It was recently added or created just for fun. But it is a scam, something called Tate token. Man, Tate
got a token?
Yeah, he got the internet on fire. Somebody created a nice pump and dump. Anything that becomes popular, all of a sudden, look, as you can see, quick pump, quick dump. And if you look at the website, it is hilarious. I did.
Is it really for him?
Hey, it's Top G.
Stop it.
But he actually came out on Instagram and said it's a scam. Don't deal with it. It's literally just somebody who this is a fan who created Tate token. Of course, it's on Binance chain where you can basically spin up any coin you want. And yeah, it's just hilarious that as soon as you become popular, somebody's gonna create a token for you. So yeah, please don't buy any Top G tokens. It is a scam, but those are your coin prices for today.
Hey, listen, I mean, shout out to him for going viral these days, but it's crazy how this thing has come full circle, right? So
oh yeah,
it's not even full circle yet. It's probably about 70%. So it'll be interesting when everything comes full circle one of these days. I should have went to Monaco.
Oh man, I was dying laughing because I'm like, man, y'all just now finding out about Tate. Oh, this is hilarious. Y'all in for a good time.
Should have went to Monaco, drove some supercars, but maybe next year. All right,
I need to get a Bugatti.
Right, give some shout outs going on. Crypto K, Alpio, Corey the Don, Milto, Narab, Bitcoin Madam, just call me LM Peacock, Michael Jr., Sergeant Mac, JB, Captain G, Jake said, hey, I missed you fellas. Didn't know I watched so much until you started missing days. All good. We are back. Let's see. PR ARC, IRS got 124 billion. Tornado Cash gets banned, and BlackRock owns all properties plus Coinbase. LOL. What's going on in the world? Well, we're about to talk about it. First and foremost, Torn price sinks 45% after U.S. Treasury sanctions Tornado Cash. Is there a rebound ahead? What's going on with the United States sanctions and Tornado Cash here?
Well, the funny thing about this is that on Twitter, a lot of people were surprised by the fact that something that promotes privacy was banned. We told you, people, the fight is coming, and the fight is here. It looks as though Tornado Cash has lost almost half its market valuation 2 days after being slapped with sanctions by the U.S. Treasury Department. Tornado Cash, if you don't know, is a crypto mixer platform, and they said that it's laundered more than $7 billion in cryptocurrencies, including a stash of $455 million, allegedly stolen by North Korea-based hackers. The reactions followed by U.S.-based crypto companies, including Circle and Coinbase, were immediate. And in a controversial move, the popular crypto firms blocked the movements of their jointly issued USD tied to Tornado Cash's blacklisted smart contract. So if you have Tornado Cash, if you have an address that has accepted Tornado Cash, the light is shining on you. And we've said this before, the debate about privacy around different coins. This is just the beginning, people. They're not trying to let privacy coins come into fruition, but I can guarantee you within the next year, there will be something to replace Tornado Cash. It's just not, it's a game of whack-a-mole. So that's what we're seeing here. And of course, whenever news like this comes out, the price takes a dump on the market. And that's what we've seen here so far.
And what's crazy about this is everyone keeps trying to figure out what Bitcoin and what cryptos is tethered to. Is it tethered to the traditional market, this, that, and other? I would say not so much as the traditional market, but new concept. I think crypto and Bitcoin and like is tethered to the government, tethered to the government's energy. I mean, tethered to how they feel about it. Because this was crazy. Again, privacy coin has nothing to do with government. Or even to me, it's like this. All right, we're going to sanction Bitcoin too. If the price drops because of that, the weak hands have gotten out. All they can, like, again, this is the old case of where did Bitcoin touch you? Like, please tell us and put like point on the dial where Bitcoin touched you at, because where the technology touched you at, because you are literally getting a government to say, hey, all those zeros and ones that make up this privacy technology you guys are using, sanction. It's like, bro, like
everything. I mean, gracious. And like, I mean, code is speech. This is free speech we're talking about that's being banned right now. If you don't realize the bigger game at play is they're banning software, people. Like that's how you know it's a threat, because they're starting to ban software. I mean, good gracious. We outsmarted them and they're just mad. They're going to take their ball and go home. Just basically what regulators are doing now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. But my question is this: what makes them go after Tornado Cash and not the Moneros or the Z Cashes? Why have we never heard Monero and Z Cashes being sanctioned?
I think it was easier because Zcash and Monero have a long history of, basically operating. Plus, it's pretty hard to try and crack the ZK Snarks protocol with Zcash, or to try and crack the ring signatures on Monero. I think Torn, because it was built on Ethereum, was a lot easier to go after, and that's low-hanging fruit. They're going to go after whatever they can. Things that may take a little bit more time, they'll still go after it, but it may take a little while.
Yeah, I was going to agree with you with the low-hanging fruit, but I kind of think this is like the test. Like, let's see what we can do with Tornado. But again, it makes no sense for the price to drop by 45%, people. If the code actually works, if the project actually works, there's no reason for an actual value drop just because the United States said we're sanctioning it, especially when you're talking about global cryptocurrencies, people. Like, this is not just a US based crypto. This is a global cryptocurrency. But again, this is what happens though when you kind of go with the masses, right? You're talking about Coinbase and all those things. As much as I know, they haven't really been supporting Monero or Zcash since ever. So you can't go through centralized places expecting to get anonymity, people. And that's kind of what you're doing here with the Torrent thing. It's like you're going through some of these centralized places, like, but I still want my privacy coins. It's like, well, you already know they're going to work with the government, as they should. I mean, if you're quoted at being worth $100 billion, we can talk about that later. But I mean, they definitely lost 1% today. But in general, I mean, like, if you want privacy and anonymity, like, some of the ways you might want to think about or consider getting these things, these tokens that are that are similar like this, is by using the VPN. Use a VPN, like go on a different network, make it hard for yourself to even acquire the asset. And I can pretty much guarantee you it's going to be 10 times harder for anyone on the planet to actually see who acquired that said asset. Like, as hard as it is for you to actually acquire it, if you put up these layers to add more anonymity, I can't even say the word right now, anonymity to your swaps, then I guarantee the people who are looking for the people who are doing these swaps and acquiring these tokens, it will be just as difficult, if not more difficult, for them to actually find you. But this is crazy to see. Again, that big red candle you can see there is unfortunate. And again, this is coming from the Treasury Department. You can see here today, Treasury sanctioned virtual currency mixer Tornado Cash, which has been used to launder more than $7 billion worth of virtual currency since its creation in 2019. Virtual currency mixers that assist criminals are a threat to U.S. national security. I mean, I just want to state the obvious here. $7 billion of laundered, laundered more than $7 billion since 2019. Let's just say this is a factual statement. All right, you got it. Fine. Tornado Cash, $7 billion. How much has Chase Bank laundered? How much has HSBC laundered? Like, and let's not even go since 2019. Let's go since 2022. Like, we don't need to go back 3 years of worth. Like, we could literally go back a year and a half. Like, again, this is the madness to it. Like you said, the real call and signal here is that they're blocking code. They're blocking software, zeros and ones. Where did the technology touch you? Because I can tell you what, Tornado Cash, a cryptocurrency that the overwhelming majority of Americans have never heard of, is not hurting Americans, people. Is not is not a threat to national security. But like I said, that's kind of a blanket statement. And anybody who's ever been in the military and government know you can say two things and basically reign supreme. And that's anything that has to do with national security. Oh, you're in the front of the line. Hey, listen, hey, bathrooms ain't been working lately. Hey, look, national security. If I can't use this bathroom, I get this call on my red phone and I miss it. Everybody did. All right. That's the one thing. And the second thing is with military uses as a catch-all, and that's conduct unbecoming of an officer, conduct unbecoming or whatever. It's basically a morality clause that we can get everyone in government with as well. So those are like the two things. National security is one of them. So it's kind of crazy to see that.
Oh man.
With all of this, it looks like Vitalik has actually weighed in. Alchemy and Inferior blocked access to Tornado Cash as Vitalik Buterin weighs in on this debate. U.S. persons and entities must comply with the Treasury sanctions or face possible criminal consequences, of course. Oh, shout out to Cointelegraph for this artwork right here. I like how they, hey, you listen, and Cointelegraph, give us this sponsor and stop playing, all right? Because you're not going to gang write sanctions and spray paint and act like y'all don't watch us. Why they spray paint sanctions on the wall? If you feel like it's a gang, right? Is that not gang right there?
Gang all day. Exactly.
Listen, for those who are listening to the podcast, this Cointelegraph photo has a cryptocurrency with 2 bags full of cash and spray paint sanctions on a wall. If that ain't gang, I don't know what is. Okay, we didn't say it many times, but according to Twitter user, I can't even say it, 0xdev0 on Monday, Web3 development platform Alchemy and Inferior.io block remote procedure call RPC request to cryptocurrency mixture Tornado Cash, preventing users from accessing the applications. The day prior, of course, the U.S. Treasury placed 44 smart contract addresses linked to Tornado Cash and the specially designated nationals and blocked persons list. U.S. persons and entities are prohibited from blockchain or business interactions with Tornado Cash under T sanctions, with the possibility of criminal liability violations. So what else is going on with here, this story, and how did Vitalik weigh in on it? And one thing I just want to piggyback on that you said, the crazy part about all this is that it is literally whack-a-mole. So what? You block access and stop Tornado Cash and sanction it. Do you realize majority of the code is open source, which means it is free for anyone to use? Like literally, when I tell you it's free, I mean like in 3 minutes, you can have majority of Tornado Cash's code, people. All right. Like, and you can create your own Tornado Cash ABC, Tornado Cash SV, Tornado Cash, right? It's whatever you want to call it, you can recreate it. So again, this is wasting taxpayer dollars. But what's going on with this, and why does Vitalik weigh in on it now?
Oh man, yeah, that SDN list is treacherous. But Vitalik Buterin, the co-founder of Ethereum, actually claimed that he used Tornado Cash to donate to the Big U. So we might have a conflict of interest here. The intent, as he told, was to protect the financial privacy of the recipients.
Right. See, slippery slope. Slippery slope. You can't. You want to donate to the U, but you want Russia on my head? No, bro. I don't want no problems with Russia either. I don't want to get in this.
Yep, rules for thee, not for me. And that's what's crazy about this is that we go to great lengths to keep our payments and things that we do private, as far as, you know, in the military stuff. We have some of the stuff that's public, like how much is donated, but we got trillions of dollars missing in the U.S. You think that didn't get laundered across 70 different countries and different banks in all different places? This has been going on forever. And he was basically saying, hey, I wanted to protect from the Russian government. So his actual tweet was after Jeff Coleman said, on this note, curious if there are documented examples of Tornado Cash having been used for this. Obviously, self-identifying sort of defeats the point, but examples of groups or guys recommending to do so. Vitalik came straight out. I'll out myself as someone who has used TC, aka Tornado Cash, to donate to this exact cause. So yes, this is being used because it is free speech. It is free code. It is money that you can use to do whatever you want. And the problem with this is, people, we're at a chasm of people's morals and their beliefs as far as how finance should run. There's one group of people that think they should stay in control, and we need to see all the transactions to keep you safe. Remember, this is for your safety. Then there's the other side this is my money, and if I want to send it this way, I can do it. If I want to send it that way, I can. Why do you even have any involvement? And we all know why they do, because they got to get their cut. But this is, again, we're getting to the point. I keep telling people the big fight is here. We're watching them trying to take out certain privacy tools so that you can't use your money how you want, and that everybody will be under the thumb of a completely open blockchain where they can see everything that everybody's doing. So unfortunate to see, but Vitalik said his piece, and it will be interesting to see what they do now that they know that somebody as big as Vitalik has sent tornado cash. Are they going to go after him? Are they going to raid his house like they did your boy Trump in Florida? I mean, what's about to happen now? I mean, tornado cash payments, I'm sure once they dig through them have pretty much gone to whoever, whatever. But I don't think most of it was for national security reasons. They might find a few examples, but come on, man. They're about to punish everybody for the wrong deeds of a few.
But like we said, it's a slippery slope because again, you know, privacy, this, that, and the other, and it's like, all right, well, I wanted to donate to a presidential candidate, but I didn't want everybody to know who. So yeah, guess I can't do it anymore. Like not only is it slippery slope, trigger warning, trigger alert. And this is for all you bootlicking Ned Flanders out there. Let me go ahead and give you the whole. This is for all you.
Noodly doodly 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 doodly.
I mean this from the bottom of my heart when I say I hate you people. Okay, like, and the reason why is because these are the people who the government said that. It's like, oh my God. All right. So no other human can be wrong because of the positions they've been put in. And what I mean is, like, I'm going to say it from the one, the guys who, I don't know the guy name, who's doing a live stream, who essentially alluded to the fact when I was saying that, hey, Bitcoiners, if a Bitcoiner or a group of Bitcoiners had enough Bitcoin, they could start their own country. They could buy their own military, train their own military. And the one guy was like, this is like, basically, this is such a far-fetched concept. It'll never happen. Wonder how countries have happened today. But my point about this privacy thing, when it comes to your value, you should be ready to fight and die for this, because to me, this is the same as communism. This is the same thing the United States is fighting against communism. This is the same thing to me. Why are you telling people all of their financial stuff needs to be public? It is your private value. You are entitled. Listen, these are things you're entitled to, no matter what American or foreign person want to say to you, no matter what human says to you. You are entitled to defend your life from another human. You are entitled to protect your loved ones from another human. You're entitled to keep your own value. You're entitled to carry whatever weapon you need to feel safe on this planet. These are like the God-given laws that some humans live by, people. But if you're one of these people who are in a state, city, or country saying, well, we can't do that, or they said we can't do this, I just want to remind you of this slippery slope. Majority of you did not like our last president, okay? Let's say our last president was in office doing these type of moves, saying, nope, all your money is going to be public. This is the way we're going to do things. We're going to tax more. We're hiring 80,000 more agents to come after more of your money. And at the same time, we send billions of dollars to the big U. Everyone will be like up in arms, people. Like, let's be real. And what I mean by this is, regardless of which president you like or dislike, no person or group of people for our country should have as much power as to say, you all need to make not only your transactions public, but you can only use the value currency we provide. Why would a human want to force another human to only use the value of currency that they can provide, unless it's about power and control? Like, these are not our principles to beat down. Yet people defend it with their life. It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I mean, most of the people, they're such sheep that they actually think that the things that the government is doing is for their benefit. They don't give a shit about you.
If you ain't rich, ain't nothing that's being done for you, okay?
No, they don't give a shit about you, bro. Let it go. They are not on your side. Trust me, I promise you. And these are just examples of what is to come. They're going to go after way more stuff, and I'm pretty sure the Treasury Department has their eyes on other things as well.
Yeah, and again, people, like, again, slippery slope. That's all I'm saying. It's slippery slope. You might like it. It might sound good, but just think about the same actions happening. These same type of actions happening with someone in office you don't like. Just think of it that way. There's somebody in office you don't like, and this is their first month, and boom, we got 4 more years at least. Think of it that way. This is a very slippery slope. Again, last but not least, others have pointed out the mixers privacy applications, such as for an individual getting paid in crypto who doesn't want an employer to see their financial details, or paying for a service in crypto who doesn't want the service provider to see the past transactions from their wallet. Again, this is the part I'm high on, because the one thing I hate is when other private citizens are in my financial business. If you're the government, okay, government, whatever, I'm not happy about it, but I get it, taxes, blah, blah, blah. But when it's a bank, a store, an apartment building, this building, that company, well, how much did you make? You need to make this amount to do this. Nah, I don't even play those games. Here's a bag of money. Are we doing business or no? You don't need to know how much I got, what I had, what my credit. No, here's the bag of money. Do you want to do business or no? Like, so I am with this privacy application of people at least getting paid in crypto who simply just don't want the employer to be all in their business.
Yeah, get your hand out of my pocket. Hey,
I mean, listen, how many times you done went to the bank, and the bank teller give me that side eye like, shit, I don't know if you're gonna be able to pull this out today, player.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, don't worry
Hey,
about if I can pull it out. Just worry if that thing says red or green on it when you try to push a button. All right.
Hey, yeah, you got bank tellers. Hey, dudes trying to highlight the bank teller. They looking at their account like,
I didn't want to go that far, bro. That's what, you know where I was going with it. Listen, you know where I really want to go with it. I stayed back on the professional side, but what I was really saying,
we must be hitting the dollar menu. Yeah,
come on, bro. Come on, you ain't never been at a bank and she bad as I don't know what, and you like, I know this is not going to work today.
Man.
Oh no, that's my other account. I usually bank with Chase. This is my Bank of America account right here.
Let me sell some crypto, make it look good.
You know what I mean? We out here like Coinbase. Coinbase posts $1.1 billion loss in Q2 on Fast and Furious crypto downturn. That is crazy. I mean, woo! You talk about the traditional market, people. The traditional market is happy to see what 2 to 5% a month type of deal. Is that what it is? And that's on the good months, I guess, because it's about 20-25% on a year. So technically that wouldn't compound. So yeah. The traditional market, you see 2 to 5% in a month is pretty good. And I say that to say at its height, Coinbase was worth $100 billion, right? That was a valuation. 1.1 billion people is a 1% loss in a quarter. That's crazy. And that's if it were still worth 100 billion, which we know is not. It's lost 90% of its value. So 1.1 billion off of 90% of its value lost $10 billion. Woo! So you mean you lost 10% in a quarter? Am I doing this math right at the top of my head real quick? It's the largest quarterly net loss for the crypto company since its listing on the NASDAQ stock exchange in April 21. What's going on with Coinbase and who still believes in the project or I guess the company?
Man, this isn't looking good. Like they said, it's a fast and furious downturn, and the current downturn, it came fast and furious. We are seeing customer behavior mirror that of past down markets. Oh yeah, we already know during the bear market, people leave. People are less ambitious with their investments, and they don't buy as much. This was definitely a tough quarter, as they've said, with trading volume falling 30% and transaction revenue down 35% sequentially. So let's run through the numbers really quick. The crypto exchange reported $802.6 million in revenue. That's a 45% drop from the preceding quarter and a staggering 153.1% drop from the prior year quarter. The net loss is 1.1 billion, and it was mainly driven by 446 million in non-cash impairment charges caused by lower crypto asset prices. So basically, prices went down, less trading, and they also had to cut off about 18% of their employees. So Coinbase is going through it. Every exchange is, but when you have more at stake, you have more to lose. And that's why you go one quarter and you lose $1 billion. Doesn't look good, which is why they're down 10% in 24 hours. Literally in 24 hours, their stock price came tumbling down. And that price has gone from, 300 when everybody was selling out to now it's down to 80 something, I believe. I think $86. And that is no bueno, people. And obviously with Coinbase, we've already discussed them. Get your keys off of these exchanges. No keys, no cheese. But if you are thinking of investing in Coinbase, honestly, they look like they may be near their bottom. It may be a good time, but if you're not willing to stick through the big losses, this is going to happen every bear market, people. So hopefully they have a contingency plan in place so this doesn't become as bad as other exchanges come about. Because once competition ramps up and other exchanges can maybe do what they do better, it's not going to look good when you're losing $1 billion in a quarter, especially if it's concurrent. So we'll see what they do with that. I'm not saying it's not looking good for them, but it ain't looking too good, bro.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, and again, do we think Coinbase is going to come back? Yes. Like, let me be clear. As far as it being in the traditional market, when you look at, it has lost 90% of its value, blah, blah, blah. As the crypto market continues to evolve, as Bitcoin reaches all-time high again, you can expect Coinbase to pump on the traditional market. Why? Because there will be people on the traditional side who still has been exposed to Bitcoin. Bitcoin price would be high. They would think, oh my God, Bitcoin price is rising again. Now it's too high for me to buy it. Plus, it's too volatile. But Coinbase, aren't they doing something in Bitcoin and crypto? This was $90, $100, much safer bet. I'll do that because they literally won't know the information. I'm not blaming them. I mean, that's literally going to be the psychological thought to that investment. So when that happens, I think Coinbase will start seeing passive gains. But for anybody who bought the top, you might as well sell out. Like literally,
you're gonna be waiting another 5 years maybe to see
what you better than me. I would say another 5 or 10 years, like literally. So, and that's if they can last that long. So Yeah, I mean, it sucks. And I know a couple institutions who watchers are listening. Yeah, y'all too. You might as well send that letter to the folks. Let them know, because I mean, again, even right now, let's say you did lose 90% of your money in Coinbase stock. Is it worth using that last 10% to stay in Coinbase stock or to put it back in Bitcoin? Honestly, I would say almost Bitcoin right now. Like, what's going to happen first? Is Bitcoin going to go to the 20? Look, I'll keep it real simple. Is Coinbase going to go from 100 to 300 first? Or is Bitcoin going to go from 22,000 to 60,000 first? How about we keep it that simple?
Yeah, might as well buy Bitcoin.
Might as well buy Bitcoin.
Coinbase, they about to pause them draws as soon as it start going up, boy. You already
think
know
Coinbase about to have a 300% gain?
Hey man, they may, but I promise you, on the way up, it's gonna be a lot of pausing of them draws. So you go ahead and get ready.
Just because I'm feeling froggy today, I wanted to keep triggering you all on this slippery slope. We mentioned the Fast and the Furious here with Coinbase, but let's not forget what the real Fast and Furious was. The ATF gun walking scandal. That's right. If you all never heard of this, make sure you look it up. This was considered Obama's first scandal, of course, with, I think, attorney Eric Holder at the time. Was it him in there? I can't remember. Yeah. But during Operation Fast and Furious, the largest gun walking probe, for those who didn't hear about it, essentially the United States through Arizona gave Mexican cartels about 2,000 guns in order to try to trace guns and money, right? What happened? Did they use the guns? Yes. And they actually killed the United States ATF or DEA agent or something with the guns that we gave them. Operation Fast and Furious. Now, why am I bringing up this triggering thing? Because these are the people in power who keep making bad decisions that we're now allowing. I wouldn't say now, we've already allowed into our private financial life, but we're giving them even more access to it as we open into the world of crypto. They should not be. Listen, people, the government is a bunch of people. The overwhelming majority are average. You have a small percent who are like freaking rock stars who are killing in the private sector. Then you have another small percent who are like literally should be in a mental hospital because the government is hard to fire them. We got to keep paying them and keep them higher. All right. But the overwhelming majority is in the middle, in the average. They are not the people to be saying we need to sanction Tornado Cash. They're not the people to do it. They're not the people to say this is security and this isn't when it comes to crypto, because we don't know yet. They're not the people to say NFTs are this type of property or this type of whatever. They're not the people to do it. It is a very slippery slope. I want to keep reminding you how slippery of a slope this is, because we keep doing things. I don't even need to go back that far in history. This is from 2006. We keep doing dumb things, people. And didn't our last president house just get invaded today? And these are the people you're listening to. Idiots. Oh my goodness. Oh, where do we start? All right. California regulator orders Celsius to stop selling securities in the state. Once again, these are the people we listen to. Isn't Celsius dead?
Yeah.
All right. So
at least it's on life support.
Thank you, California, for telling us this in the 9th inning. If you could have told everybody this.
you the dude that comes by after everybody done beat him up and then comes by and get one last stomp in, and it'd be like, yeah, we beat his ass. Man, shut up.
The Department of Financial Protection and Innovation previously ordered BlockFi and Voyager to stop their offerings in the state. To be fair, I will say from California and most governments' point of view, they probably didn't even know about Celsius, people, which is probably why they missed it. They were like, hey, BlockFi, Voyager, we know about y'all. You better cut this shit out. They was like, wait, Celsius? What the hell is a Celsius? Nexo? Wait, what's a Nexo? Like, they probably haven't even heard of all of them. But the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, DFPI, continues to bring actions against crypto interest account providers failing to comply with the local law, which again was kind of created like a month ago, the local law at least. Because if you remember, like, California is just now ramping up their crypto activities. After commanding BlockFi and Voyager to stop their offerings in the state, the DFPI issued a desist. I never heard of this one, desist and refrain order to crypto lending firm Celsius. I thought it was just cease and desist and refrain. Okay.
Hey man, new words coming up all the time.
You know, the order simply means that the crypto lending platform, which is undergoing the bankruptcy procedure, should stop all of its further operations on the sale and marketing of securities in the state of California. Okay, shout out to California. That's fair. Essentially, I get what's happening. Again, I mentioned this before. It's the same thing you see in medical mass tort. Essentially, Johnson & Johnson gets sued for talcum powder and baby powder causing ovarian cancer. Do they stop selling the powder? No. Instead, they essentially have something in the lawsuit that says no more people can sue us like this, right? Like, we've been sued this way now. They pay that money off, and then they go back to putting more money actually into marketing and resources to supply you all with more J&J and talcum powder. That's essentially what happens. So I'm assuming that we do know Celsius was kind of doing the same thing when I believe Celsius and Voyager stopped withdrawals, but they were still allowing people to sign up and actually deposit capital. So I'm assuming California is like, hey, the buck stops here.
Yeah.
But what else is going on in this article?
Oh, yeah. Well, it seems as though the California regulators have finally come around to the fact that Celsius has been pausing them draws and that they wouldn't be able to sell these securities in their state, basically renders them useless. Of course, we've already discussed all of the Three Arrows Capital, Celsius. We've talked about Voyager. We've talked about BlockFi, all of these different companies that have got basically smacked. But they've issued these cease and desist orders for these other companies as well. Three Arrows filed for bankruptcy under Chapter 11. Back in July. So again, we've seen this coming a long time ago. California's a little late to the party, but I'm sure they're basically doing this as a stopgap so that this won't happen again. So of course, if you are thinking of having a crypto lending company or doing something similar, it ain't happening in California, people. I can tell you that. And honestly, I don't know who wants to start a crypto company in California right now when you throw in the taxes that you got to pay, but that's up to them. And of course, long term, I think this is just, everything is being set in motion so that they can basically cast a wide net and they can catch as many companies or as many people as they want in order to regulate them. So it is what it is. And we've seen this happen. This has been a crazy last 60 days, really, with seeing all this come out. But yeah, California's a little late to the party, but at least they showed up.
Hey, shout out to Reggie Middleton. Of course, Wednesdays, 10 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. He's in the chat. He said he told you all in detail. Anyone who watched our show Wednesdays, of course, about 2.5 3 weeks ago, saw this coming a month ago when Reggie was talking about Coinbase. Hey, Reggie, I can't give you that. I can't give you that, Reggie. Further than that, listen, I called out this Coinbase BS back in 2018. Like in 2018, when we started, when Zay and I first called Coinbase was going public. I can't remember what it was. They did something. I was like, these are public. Like these, I was like, these are moves you do when you're going public. I can't remember what it was, but basically,
I think it was when they turned over their clients or their customers information to either the IRS or they got with chain analysis. I think the first one was Facebook. It's when they hired Facebook PR director. They hired Facebook PR as director. Then they hired the senior exec or something from TD Ameritrade right after that, if you remember. So they had TD Ameritrade come Facebook, and I was like, y'all hiring executives in corporate. Like, I'm like, you about to go public. Like, you're not about to hire this whole suite of people to keep running the mom and pop. Like, you doing this to prep it. So when that happened, we were saying at the time, this is in 2018, I think our initial thing was like maybe 12 to 15 bill. Then at one point we got like to 20 to 24 billion. And then finally at its high, we was like, all right, we give it 44 billion max. But when it blew past the 40 billion and started talking 60, 80, 100, that's when we were like, all right, this is, and then we called again when they went live, we were like, watch the price drop. Like this price is about to drop, and it dropped. And we also have multiple videos how to get off Coinbase because we told you.
You made how to get off Coinbase back in 2018.
2018. And on top of that, we also have talked to people. Everybody knows they pause them draws when the price goes up. Customer support is very lax and not very good. We've been saying this for 5 years almost. And the best part is Reggie's his research went a lot deeper as far as forensic analysis, so it actually digs into why this is happening. But for anybody with a brain that could see where this industry was going, you could tell what Coinbase was about to do and how it was going to play out, because we've seen this before with other industries as well. So hey, appreciate that information. Everybody, you got to stay vigilant because most of these exchanges are going to get tested and they don't have the capital like Coinbase does.
And if you are listening, you're interested in, okay, how can we see this information? How can we know this forensic analysis of what's happening? Like, yes, check out Reggie's report, check out Reggie Middleton's Twitter, because if you read that report on what's going on in Coinbase, and you saw the episode a few weeks ago, I'm sure he'll probably touch back on it again today because it's back in the news. But read those reports because the industry isn't really changing, and Coinbase is ahead of their time as far as other exchanges. So if you think they're going to go through these issues and the next exchange up won't, you're crazy. So we highly suggest you read those reports so you can get an idea of how this all works. Real talk, what's going on? Thank you for the tip. As America closes the door on crypto, do the gents have international safe haven suggestions for relocation? So of course, make sure you check out Assets and Arbitrage today, right after the show. Actually, it might be pushed back today, but Simon Family Ventures, of course, Assets and Arbitrage, they talk about going to international. They live in Mexico. They've been to El Salvador. So yeah, those are a couple places right there. I would say honestly, it depends on your situation too, kids and all that good stuff. But the short version is where they will welcome and support you and your business. If your business is crypto and some of the things you're doing with that, yes. But also I wouldn't shun places that don't, because some of these smaller places, if you do have money, people, if you have businesses, money, all this other stuff, and you're coming in with crypto, whatever, and you show them the light, then they may open up the doors for you. So we actually have seen that a couple of Zay multimillionaire and billionaire buddies have, you know, they've even talked to me about it. They've like, yo, yeah, we went to X, Y, and Z. I mean, this is literal. They like, we went to X, Y, Z country. They know nothing about it. We showed them, we brought resources and money, and the government's on our side. So far, I know that's with 2 new countries that has happened in the last few years, where literally Zay and his jabronis have pulled up with some Bitcoin bags and been welcomed into the country. So I wouldn't discount that as well.
Hey man, create the life you want. Again, I've showed up at 2 distinct countries, worked with the government, got them on the Bitcoin wave, got them to understand where this industry is going. And if you're accepted by the government, you're pretty good. And yes, contingency plans for getting extra passports. Me and King are looking at trying to get a helicopter so we can get up and out of here.
Hey,
I'm already in Miami. Hey, I'm just saying, if you wanted to go all the way, hey, I'm in Miami.
Hey,
I got access to the marina for a reason, so I can have my boats. So yeah, trust me, in the background, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that if I have to get up and out of here, I'm good. And if I go somewhere else, I won't just show up. I'll definitely have you know, that support. So yeah, you definitely want to think about that now. If you haven't already started, yeah, you need to go ahead and get started, brother, because the US is cool, but if you get caught up in the wrong place, you may need another country for a little bit. So that's the best part about this industry, is that you can take it and it travels. It can go anywhere. So you just got to have the stuff in place.
Shout out to Reggie Middleton again. He said, wait until you see what happens on the IP side. You haven't seen anything yet. And that is where Reggie's definitely going to have a different viewpoint. He's about to dig into it. Make sure you check him out today at 10 a.m. talking Coinbase. And really quick, it's funny you said the whole boat and how you staying off Miami and stuff, because again, it's crazy to me how people still think these are far, like, you know, you can't just start this and leave this. And I think, bro,
oh, yes, I can.
We literally talked to
already done it.
Like presidents of countries who are saying, yeah, y'all can come through if y'all want. Like this.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then people, let's not, like, the biggest thing I don't want people to forget, when we keep making all these type of comments, everybody thinks this sounds far-fetched. Do you all, like, if you haven't seen it or you may have forgot about it or whatever, we interviewed John McAfee last before he died. Go to our McAfee interview. He is on a boat somewhere in the middle of nowhere on a run from the feds. This isn't made. We're not making these stories up. He was on the run from the United States federal government, honestly, for about a couple of years too. Wasn't he on the go for a little bit? At least a year. He got at least a year and a half. He was still on these streets. Yeah. So nobody playing. Like I don't know how nobody playing with y'all. Like, this is real. This isn't us saying, hey, if enough people with Bitcoin want to start a new country and train up a military and start a government and start voting, and this is not far-fetched.
I got a few islands for you. Trust me.
It's hella island. And you don't even need to go to an island. Again, you can go to an established second world or third, if you want to go that small developing country. You can go to a smaller country with resources and crypto, and I'm telling you, they're going to open the door for you, which is why there's so much corruption around the world. Like, like, it just is what it is. Like, I didn't make the rules. All right. Anyway, last but not least, Bitcoin braces for U.S. inflation data as CPI nerves halt Bitcoin price gains. What is going on with this story, Bitcoin's A?
So another surprise inflation increase could make things ugly for crypto markets, one trader warns. This is hours before the CPI release. And of course, as we wait to see what that CPI number is, which I'm sure will be some sort of bullshit, you can basically see when the CPI is revealed, we have a lot of red candles. And because it does basically trade lock and step with the S&P and with other traditional markets, you can usually say, hey, if the CPI reading is this, it could be bearish for expectations long term. So unfortunately, Bitcoin hasn't disconnected completely. I think we are getting to a chasm where that may actually happen. But again, once these numbers come out right now, they're saying inflation is at 9.1%. If you use the data or the equations from pre-1980, it's actually closer to 20. And if you actually go outside and look at prices, everything has basically doubled or close to it or tripled in price. So you don't really even need this report to see where things are going. But for Bitcoin price action, usually, traditionally speaking, CPI readouts lead to a couple red candles. So if you see in this big push up to 24 from 19,000, it could be just a bear trap a bull trap, sorry, where people start to get too excited, think they caught the bottom, and then boom, smack down, right back down to 13K or 17K, whatever. They could happen, but again, this is what CPI basically represents. It is not a macro guide for where Bitcoin will go, but at this point, as you can see, these are some of the metrics you can use based on traditional trading.
And again, let's not also forget Black Swan events, people. Something goes crazy, something happens in the world, another war, a bomb here, economy failure here, or in a positive way, a Bitcoin upgrade there, right? These developers are working, and Bitcoin did come out of left field to begin with, as many of these other cryptos has. So all it literally takes is for someone else working on another project to do something very exceptional, and some other developers, maybe even on Bitcoin, say this actually was amazing. Like, let's build this on ours really quick, and boom, next thing you know, the value could go up. So you never know when it comes to that. All right, other than that, that is the show for today. Again, 10 a.m. Reggie Middleton, make sure you catch him. I'm sure he's going to be talking more Coinbase. And also want to send our prayers out, and make sure you hit them up on Twitter as well, to the Simon family, of course, Assets and Arbitrage. They actually won't be on today. So Erin has been in and out of the hospital. She's back now. She's doing well. But again, make sure you send her your blessings, folks. They've been doing an awesome job keeping us updated on what's going on in Mexico, El Salvador. And if you have a family, how are you supposed to move with your Bitcoin and crypto, and how your kids should be moving with it. So if you haven't checked out this show, make sure you do it. They're awesome episodes. Of course, our prayers are out with the family as well. All right, Bitcoin Zay, what other things do you have before we call it a day?
No announcements from me. Happy hump day, people, and we'll see you Friday.
There it is. Resourceful Lemon. What's faster, boat to Cuba from Miami or helicopter? Sharks. I ride sharks. Oh, I like that. Listen, all right, Xavier, I'm with that. Xavier said stay with the broke bill. I stay with the broke billionaire look. I love the broke billionaire look. That might be a new clothing like the broke billionaires. The Broke Billionaires Club.
Broke Billionaire Club.
What was the other one? What was the other one that For Real made?
Oh man,
Billionaire Boys Club.
Yeah, Billionaire Boys Club.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Broke Billionaires Club. Hey, ain't no money.
Either way,
here,
it's BBC. Pause.
All right. Well, with that note, check out the masterclass. We will see you all again on Friday. Check out other awesome shows on our channel, 10 a.m. Reggie. If you haven't already, got the masterclass. I saw someone said, how often do we update it? So honestly, the way it is, we, for the most part, it doesn't really need to be updated, because we're not doing specific calls as we really are education. Like, so most of the stuff we teach, that's is more protocol based, if that makes sense. So even when we do talk about Celsius, for example, and maybe we can go back in and throw like a 2-minute thing in. It's like, hey, if you don't know already, these shits are dead. But when we do talk about Celsius, Nexo, and BlockFi, like I said before, Nexo wasn't even working when I tried to do it in the master class, and I kept it in there not working for this for days like this, for this very reason, so we can say, hey, these are ones that they offer right now, but be careful because of X, Y, and Z. But the bottom line is, every section where we teach you, it doesn't matter if it's Celsius, Nexo, or whatever new lending platform. It's for lending platforms. When we're talking about trading or whatever, it doesn't matter which exchange you use. Taking profits, stop loss, they're going to work on all exchanges. Collateralized loans, same thing. If you're going to put your Bitcoin, do a collateralized loan, for the most part on different protocols, it's going to work pretty much the same way. TVL, health indicators, all this good stuff. I mean, top to bottom, like for the most part, we're kind of looking at themes more than we are specific exchanges or platforms, if that makes sense. So we do continue to update and add bonus videos. We'll take another look at it before this 1,000 episodes, see if there's anything else. But for the most part, things have been dying. If anything, things have been dying, not more or less increasing, if that makes sense. So other than that, make sure you check that out. If you want to wait for a discount for the 1,000 episode, we'll definitely be doing discounts for the masterclass. So feel free to wait until then. And then other than that, make sure you smash that like and shares. As always, if you see sponsored posts, that's us doing normal business. Not saying they're good or bad. You do your deep dive, you do your diligence. We're here to present them to you. But of course, be on the lookout for those as well. Smash that like and share, and we will see you all tomorrow with another show. And really quick, last but not least, Satoshi Slim said, suggest adding a brief kids course to the masterclass. Something we will take under consideration. And I know we actually have some content creators who want to actually reach out toward the kids. We got about 3 or 4 more coming on board. We've just been kind of slow onboarding because there's a lot going on, but we'll be on the lookout for that as well and keep that in consideration. Smash it like and share. We'll see you tomorrow. Some more crypto news. We went along today, but all is well. Cheers.
Cheers.